galactic date 20XX. At the far reaches of space lies a planet on the brink of ruin. The planet's name? Kopai. Due to a booming population, booming appetites, and a basic lack of planning, Kopai's inhabitants have all but exhausted their food supply. Their only hope is to find another planet with edible matter. Accordingly, they send unmanned scout vessels called Sparrows out into space. To their dismay, the search is proving fruitless. Just as they're about to give up, the final vessel reports back with news of a miraculous discovery. They mobilize to investigate the planet, which they name PNF 404. Kopai's last hope rests on 3 intrepid explorers. The explorer's 279,000 light-year voyage nears its end. But as they initiate the landing sequence, something goes horribly wrong.
Olive Branch.
Maple Leaf.
How's it going?
It's going great. We're playing some Pikmin.
It's been a while since our last Let's Play together.
For sure. Kirby time.
Yep. Actually, Kirby, that wasn't too long ago. That was August. Cool. So I guess in the grand scheme of things, well, in terms of like YouTube time, where if you miss a day or two, then like you might as well be dead according to the system. But here we're playing Pikmin 3. This is an LP that I've been wanting to do for quite some time, like years and years. Specifically, I played this game when it first came out in 2013, I think. And I got it with the Mario Kart 8 bundle. Like back then they were having a promotion where if you bought Mario Kart 8, then you could download one of, I think, 3 or 4 games for free, and Pikmin 3 was one of them. And I had never played a Pikmin game before, but you had. You had played Pikmin 2, was it?
The original, no, Pikmin 1.
Alright, you just played Pikmin 1. And
yeah.
you loved it.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Tough as hell, though.
Yeah. So, I took that advice, and I bought Pikmin 3.
And how'd you like it?
I loved it. Like, I had never played Pikmin 1 or 2, but Pikmin 3 was, like, I just remember thinking it was such an amazing experience. It's such a good game. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I did.
See, you gotta listen to me more.
That is true. You did recommend to me the Ace Attorney series.
Yeah.
Right now we're playing as not Olimar, you may notice. Olimar was not mentioned at all in the intro. We're playing as Captain Charlie.
And the game started with a bang. We're like, hey, this planet is dying out of resources. Let's explore 279,000 light years away. That's far.
That's pretty far. That's the... Well, this is pretty obvious, but it's the distance light travels in 279,000 years. That's friggin' far.
You know, it makes me think, what the hell happened to Olimar? I mean, canon-wise. I mean, you'd think that he came back and was like, yeah, I found some cool shit. Or they're like, yeah, whatever.
Like I said, I never played Pikmin 1 or 2, so I don't know what his story is.
Well, Pikmin 1 is just basically Olimar traveling on his ship, and he crash lands on what's supposed to be, I think, this planet, Earth, with the Pikmin. And he basically has to find parts to his ship to rebuild it and get out, you know? And he makes it out. I mean, I don't know what Pikmin 2 is all about, but Pikmin 3, apparently, they were like, hey, we're dying. How about we go to Olimar's discovery, you know?
And yeah, here we are playing Pikmin 3, and one of the main appeals of Pikmin 3, well, maybe not appeals, but one of the gameplay gimmicks, I don't know what you would call it, is that there are 3 main characters. So it's not just Olimar, and then I know in Pikmin 2, Olimar brought his son Louis. And in this game, you play as 3 different characters. If you've ever played Smash 4 or Smash Ultimate, you would know that one of Captain Olimar's alternates
It's
was Alf.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Alf is from this game. So you play as Captain Charlie, you play as Alf, and you play as the third one, which is a girl named Brittany.
Brittany. I like how the tutorial is basically like Captain Charlie going, "Oh God, I can't die like this," and he just starts flicking them. little historic.
What would your first reaction be upon finding a Pikmin?
Pikmin? I mean, the first thing I'd think was like, "Oh, they look cute," but then I'd be like, "Oh my God, their eyes are creepy as hell."
They are pretty creepy when you first look at them. The white ones especially.
Oh God, yes. I was gonna say though, the original Pikmin were just a red, blue, and yellow. So the white and purple came up in Pikmin 2, I believe.
Pikmin 3 introduces 2 different Pikmin types, but we'll get to them in a minute.
Oh yeah, and the winged ones, right? I forgot those too.
Yeah, those are also in Smash.
I was gonna say though, when you really consider the physiology of Pikmin, they're creepy as hell. Like,
Yeah.
their whole life cycle is basically like a plant that is to be guided, like a servant, and then it'll just beat the hell out of anything that they touch.
Basically think if ants were plants.
Yeah, except, well, I mean, does that mean Captain Charlie, Olimar, etc. are the queen ant?
Yeah, of course.
Seems you can't go through this ice.
Yeah, yellow Pikmin are not very good at breaking ice.
Yeah, I think the original yellow Pikmin would just had a higher arc of throw. Reds were just immune to fire and they could just, like, beat people harder. And blues could go in water. I mean, I don't know what whites and purples do in this game. I'm guessing purples are more like rock pushers and throwers. And whites, I guess, are poison?
We'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah, okay.
In this game, you got it right. Reds are immune to fire, blues can survive underwater. Yellows, I don't know if this is a thing in Pikmin 1 or 2, but yellows in this game are immune to electricity.
Oh, that's Pikmin 2 or 3, because in the original there was no electricity. I'm guessing maybe Smash had something to do with that? Maybe they were like, hey, how can we differentiate yellows a bit more? So make them immune to electricity. Brawl has them do yellow attack, or fire, sparking attacks.
Maybe.
Yeah, 30 out of 30 picks. Let's go.
Anyway, going back to what I was trying to say way at the beginning, I've been wanting to do a Let's Play of Pikmin 3 for years and years.
Yeah.
And the main reason for that is because I had an idea. And I'll get to that in just a minute, after this cutscene.
Look at this brave guy. I like how he has equipped already with a whistle. Like, you know, just in case. He's got a whistle on him for no reason.
Was Olimar not equipped with a whistle?
He was. No, he was. But I'm just saying, like, it's very, very appropriate equipment for a crash line. He was just right, you know?
Right. Anyway, one of the reasons why I waited so long to do a Let's Play of Pikmin 3 is because I wanted to do a thing where Pikmin 3 at the end of the game will tell you how many Pikmin have died over the course of your game.
Right.
And the last time I played through this game, I won't say exactly how many died, but I lost between 300 and 500 Pikmin.
Wow.
And what I wanted to do was do a Let's Play where for every Pikmin that I let die, I would donate $1 to charity.
Oh, that's sweet. That's kind of you.
The reason why I'm doing this Let's Play now is 2 reasons. First is I finally have the money for it. I've saved up a little bit, so now I can finally do something like that. And the second is because my mother has a disease called Scleroderma.
Right.
And I don't know if you've ever heard of Scleroderma.
Well,
but
tell us anyway.
Long story short, her skin is turning to leather. Particularly along her extremities, her fingers and toes. She's losing all feeling in them. It's hurting her hands to do just about anything. There are treatments for it, and Scleroderma by itself is not lethal, but what comes after Scleroderma is.
Oh boy.
And Scleroderma has a high risk of lung and heart disease.
Yeah, you want to get on that.
Yeah. So, for every Pikmin that I let die over the course of this Let's Play, I will be donating $1 to the Scleroderma I don't have the website open like in front of me right now, but there's a Scleroderma Canada sort of, what would you call it?
Like a research center, or?
Let's call it that. Like I'll have the link to the page like in the description of this video and in the thread and something awful. But I'll be donating to that. So that's my plan.
Well, it's a good plan, I think. I mean, obviously, in the terms of skill, I suppose you'd like to not get rid of Pikmin. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure it's like, but it's for charity. Lose some Pikmin, you know?
Yeah.
And you just rescued, I guess, part of your ship, or? Oh, this is a Pikmin onion, right? They just redid it from the original design. Yeah, this is the Pikmin onion. Like in the original, I recall they had a very different look, and they would follow Olimar after he took off. Any Pikmin you left behind at night, though, they'd be fucking dead. Because all the predators are, I guess, nocturnal. Pikmin are diurnal. Yeah, they're diurnal.
Well, coming into Pikmin 3, I can tell you that some gimmicks across the series are not any different.
Makes sense.
Pikmin are left out in the wild and are not in your squad by the time, or in the onion by the time night falls. Then they die, and that would add towards my total.
Well, I will say this. When you really consider it, I know Sakurai likes, I love the creativity the guy has. Not Sakurai, I'm sorry, Miyamoto, because, I mean,
right.
He basically designed this game by just exploring around and, I guess, getting really involved into small carrots, right? Like, small carrots, I think, I don't know what they're called, but they're carrots? Baby pick carrots, I think they're called.
Something like that, yeah. I think we'll learn specifically shortly in this video.
Right. I mean, even Olimar says, I'm going to call them Pikmin because they remind me of these carrots, you know? But, I mean, I love the gameplay idea of these little critters, like, being kind of organized, and you kind of just guide them to do stuff. Like a really, I guess, micromanagey boss. But it goes to show also, evolutionarily speaking, like, these critters, they're dangerous when you really think about them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're totally messing with nature, because normally these things would just be, like you said, ants, and they'd be totally, like, supposed to be, like, not the alpha predator, they're supposed to be, like, the algae of this world, where every monster eats them, or every critter eats them, but you introduce a human element, and all of a sudden these things are weaponized, and it's gonna wreck the local ecosystem.
Yeah.
You did it, you found your cup pad.
So, Pikmin 3, being on the Wii U, has this gimmick, I suppose. Like, on the video that you're watching, unless you have a full screen, it's probably going to be difficult to see. It should be fine on YouTube. I'm going to use a full quality video for YouTube. But anyway, for the Wii U, they introduced the gamepad, which was overall not particularly well received.
Well, let's be clear about this. We don't like it when gimmicks are kind of shoved at us, you know? It has to be implemented right. But in any case, go on.
And this is what Pikmin 3 uses the gamepad for. Sometimes they'll ask you to look at the co-pad, and that just means looking away physically from the TV to your gamepad.
Looking at the map, right?
Yeah. And here's where it gets a little more annoying. Some audio and some video is specifically through the gamepad. So in order to like the audio that you're hearing right now, it's caught from the gamepad. It's not caught from the system being plugged into my capture card.
Wow, so do you have to actually go through and put a microphone next to your gamepad or something?
Better than that. I plugged in a auxiliary cord from my gamepad to my microphone jack.
Oh.
But it's not perfect. Sometimes you'll hear the audio cut out. And it's only for like a split second at a time. That's just because I'm fixing errors.
The miracle of life.
This is another fucked up thing about Pikmin. If they bring back corpses to the onions, they convert them into more Pikmin.
Oh yeah, they're totally recycling everything. Pikmin are basically the ultimate composters.
It's terrifying to think about.
They're viruses, basically.
Yeah.
I guess they put their young into the dead, and then just they popped out like that.
Yeah.
One thing also that you could do is, if you don't pluck them, of course, they start growing buds and then flowers. And flowers are stronger, but I'm guessing that's just gameplay that you'll explain. But there was a strategy in Pikmin 1 that I believe it was that if you didn't pluck them on purpose and you let them overnight, they would automatically become flowers, you know?
Okay.
Well, there you go. You killed some critters.
Yeah, time to convert them to my cause.
You're not converting. You're just composting. Conversion would be like actually, making the Pikmin completely like hypnotize a dude and then turn all force of will of them off. You know.
I'm taking their dead bodies and I'm turning them into more of me.
Smash that plant. One thing I will say about this game, though, is about Pikmin in general, is I really like how there's a good mix between autonomy and micromanagement that you really don't have to make them do every little thing, you know?
Right.
Because they're like, oh, we just killed some plants, we're going to pick up this pill. Is that cool with you? Cool, we're doing that automatically, you know? And it's yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah. A game called Age of Empires 2, the Conquerors expansion specifically, they did the same thing, where if you built like a lumber camp next to a forest, your villagers will know that you want them to chop wood, so they'll do that without you needing to tell them. That was not a feature in the original Age of Empires or in the original Age of Empires 2. You had to wait until the expansion to get that. So that's just a quality of life thing that, frankly, is so obvious that you wouldn't think you would need to tell someone to do that, or tell a developer to put that in. But here you go, and that's one of the reasons why it's good to have in Pikmin, is because you don't have to. It's automated.
By the way, I know that in the GameCube you could use a C-stick to maneuver all the Pikmin around you, but I'm guessing here there's none of that, so you just have to kind of maneuver and dismiss them close to the stuff.
You know, like I said, I played this game in 2013, and that was the only time I played it. So I'm coming into this game actually quite fresh, and I don't recall off the top of my head what all the controls are.
Oh boy, you're gonna get some Pikmin dead.
Oh yeah. Well, that was the point,
yeah.
right? The whole point is to let them die so that I have money to donate to charity. Although hopefully I don't want to break my bank, of course.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can probably get some very kind and gentle goons or something. Say, I'll match every donation you make. In which case, you could be like, sweet, thank you very much. You know.
Well, I mean, them matching my donation doesn't mean I'm donating less.
Yeah, but never hurts to be like, you know what, guys, due to bank breaking, honestly, can't donate more than this. Is there an upper limit, an upper cap that you really don't want to break through?
Like I said, my previous file had Pikmin die between 300 and 500.
And that was a fresh game, right?
Yeah, that was me going in completely blind. I had no idea what to expect. I had never played a Pikmin game before.
And that's an acceptable amount for you?
Yeah, between then. Ideally, I'm looking at the 400 mark, but if I hit 500, then that's on me, right?
Yeah, that's you being unskilled.
Yeah, so this is one of the features of the gamepad, is that you can take photos. And of course, if you want to take a good photo, you have to physically move around your seat. And when you take a photo, it tries to connect to the network, the Wi-Fi network, but, RIP.
Yeah, they just disabled all of that? There's no more Pikmin net or whatever?
I think they disabled Nintendo's Wi-Fi service entirely, didn't they? In favor of the online, and in favor of the paid service?
Wow, I didn't realize. I just got the Switch myself, so I wouldn't know.
I don't know off the top of my head, of course. I might be talking out my ass there.
I wonder if Pikmin actually eat something other than, dead critters and pellets. I mean, they make more of them.
Probably not. They're plants, right? So the most that they would eat would be sunshine.
Yeah, I mean, but they are they're not really plants. They're like a hybrid. I'll say this, though. Pikmin did kind of inspire me a little bit to make a hero based on plants, so there you go.
For City of Heroes?
Yeah. RIP. Is that a sandcastle?
It's a wall made of mud. What it is fodder for me to throw my Pikmin at.
Yeah, it's an obstacle. My crew could learn from this kind of teamwork, says Alf. Well, who's the boss, Alf? Is it you or Captain Charlie or Brittany?
Well, Alf is coming from a planet that has so poor resource management that they're starving to death.
And yet they can build ships that can fly to 279,000 light years away.
Yeah, so they're fairly advanced, but you know they're dumb, I guess.
So
it took them. Okay, I'm probably gonna edit that one out, but it took them a very, very long time to get there because of their management, their teamwork skills. So this conversation that you're hearing, it only comes through the gamepad. Like the sound of Brittany's voice, it only comes through the gamepad, so that's why I have to use the auxiliary cord to connect the gamepad to my microphone jack.
right.
Otherwise, this would just be silence.
Yeah.
You'd hear nothing.
And I'm starving. Oh no! She's died. She's dead, Jim. She's dead.
Well, the whole reason why we're here is because everyone is starving, so it's not a surprise.
I wonder if they were in cryostasis or something for those 270,000 light years. Or if they just warped through. Because, I mean, we did see them slingshotting around orbits and whatever. Uh-oh, the sun is setting.
It's a good time to dip.
Yeah, I bet he's that unknown spaceship, Alf. Whoa. Whoa. It just ate him. Like, that's what we call, like, technology you should never mess with, you know?
Yeah. Like, it asks a lot of questions on how Alf just did that.
I think he just approached it, and the ship is like, oh, yeah, you're clear. Get in here, you know?
Don't think about it too hard.
That's totally Olimar's ship, by the way. It's just reskinned.
I wonder what the ship's fuel is, because it needs to go into the atmosphere every night.
Oh, is this a resource management minigame? Oh, dear.
So we have to complete the entire game in 3 days. 2 days.
Well, you have to find some local food. The question is it edible or not? And what about Captain Charlie and Brittany? They're fucked.
That's what would make them food. So you'll see in the corner, I don't know if I have time to explain this, but you'll see in the corner there's a button called Replay. If you press that, then you look at your gamepad and it tells you all the steps that you took towards the end of the day.
Okay.
And all the actions that you took. It's just a fun little thing. I thought of maybe trying to, like, hold a camera above the gamepad and, like, take a video of it in action, but, you know, whatever. It's purely flavor.
Our cosmic drive key.
So that explains your earlier question about how they got there. They warp through time and space using the cosmic drive key.
Makes sense.
And it's just some science fiction.
Of course. The Onion took off. I like how they're using the same... I mean, of course, they're using the same names as Olimar, but I just find it kind of funny that they're reusing the same name. Instead of... If everyone had a different name, like, oh, the bulb took off with me, or the onion took off, or the weird thing took off, you know? It gives a bit of character to each one until they would all agree on and say, oh, we call this an onion, alright? Sweet, let's call it that.
Alright. We'll see what day 2 has in store for us.
For sure.